first came out, the quadruple flash meta. I think all Reyna has done is give more space, in addition to some of the Omen changes, give more space to two flashers, which has created a bit of an easier opportunity for some of the attack to push in. They can flash, they can flash, they can flash, and with Breach, you've got tons, right? So Reyna, of course, has a couple on her tool belt as well. But unfortunately, as you push mid, luckeRRR is going to come in from behind, open up with a headshot onto ardiis. Now it's the 4v5 push onto B.
What you hear?
Delete. They've got B site controllers, so they think. Rhyme is still here in position, able to spot two on the push as well. So great defense coming out from NiP to kick things off here in the first half. On Ascent, mixwell right around the corner. It makes quick work of him. It's all up to davidp.
Long. How successful they've been playing Hip. Going to be dealt with by mixwell. A couple of shots with the Phantom. Of course, the gun round going to be favoring the firepower. Hip unfortunately had, I think, just a Spectre in his hand. But now the 4v5, it is G2 looking for an opportunity as they rotate towards the middle.
Fearoth back in spawn, watching for the mid push to come through. The door does get shut over on the B site. That'll deny access to the site, if only for a moment, much like the Sage Wall, easily broken on the take, should they decide to. They're going to go ahead and work their way in through short through the tree room. Nice move to shoot out the window to potentially scare them into keeping their eyes on their back. Rhyme from inside hell, able to take out one before falling to davidp. Fearoth there with the swing as well from heaven on the Bulldog. It'll work out initially. The wall comes in to try and slow them down, but the wall gets chiseled away by NiP. luckeRRR tried to go through the window to take the challenge towards short and tree room. Doesn't work out so well for him as Patitek is right around the corner. And it'll come down to two now on NiP. It'll be Fearoth and CREA. Over the top of the smoke goes the in Europe. So it's possible that some tendencies of those players in those types of scenarios was read there by davidp. Also possible that davidp just has a bigger brain than any of us and understands that it's likely going to be a half tap coming in from CREA in the 1v1.
Yeah, you know, we ourselves are not the pros. It's very difficult to say what anyone would have done in that scenario. And for CREA, he thought that was the correct call. Unfortunately, did not go well for them. Hip did a great job of finding some open kills onto the site as we look to G2 now, looking for an opportunity again towards A, but no one's there. Rhyme's already out of the picture, and so is Fearoth. All that's left is CREA, who's just joined the site, and he has no clue where any of these G2 members are, so just holding close towards the generator. Sometimes the swing to the right will work out well. The swing to the left does, but it's mixwell that'll quickly be there for the refrag. Now, up to Hip and luckeRRR in the 2v4. Resurrection available, so they might be able to get at least Fearoth back into the mix. He's quite close near the garden. And if they are able to get one more res, we'll see if that'll be the case. davidp, great lurk from a distance. We'll take out Hip, and now just down to luckeRRR for a shot with the op not going to connect, and Patitek will just gun. And
when you go to England, they have all these strange varieties of chips that I'd never seen before, like king prawn. Who wants shrimp-flavored chips? They're crisps, by the way. Don't call them chips. The Brits don't like that. davidp starting to move up into the tree room. There's a couple of bodies building up on short. Nice flash coming out from CREA, the paranoia. But it didn't actually result in davidp's demise. It was just a dry peek that came through first. So it kept the trade from being a possibility. Hip's going to chime in with one as well over on the B site. So that'll be ardiis who's now on the sideline. Mixwell had the right idea right on the other side of that wire as he goes for it. Ends up getting taken out by CREA. One of the more promising rounds we've seen from NiP in quite some time.
You know, just great holds on some of those dry peaks that G2 were forced to really push forward. And in some of these instances, they were pushing together. And so I anticipated a refrag or a trade, but it just never ended up coming through. And so, excuse me, now it is building up to be a flawless round. Of course, there are still two that remain, and they're locked and loaded. CREA in a very cheeky spot. He's looking for the trade here from the side of pyth. He's going to find it, but still the 1v4 is going to be very difficult for him. Around the corner he goes, and people into the debate as well. All we can agree on as a unit, as a collective, is that ketchup chips, they're not delicious. I'm sorry.
No love for the Doritos spicy sweet chili. Those are actually
fantastic. Those are good too. No, those are good too. That's like my number 4, but I gave my top 3, you know? There's a space for them in my top 5. Yeah.
There's the Rain of Flash to lead them in. The Lear tries to open up the site, and the defense currently crumbling under the pressure as the take comes through from NiP, and it looks fantastic. Mixwell up in heaven, trying to shift past that ice, slowly crawling his way. It's painful even to watch. Does have the dash to get back. Somehow catches Rhyme. Wasn't prepared for the repeat coming in. The smoke's going to go down as well. The Owl drone doesn't do its job as it gets taken out initially. davidp has found one. They're making this look easy, but there's a decent crossfire setup working out right now. It's davidp in the one-on-one against Fearoth. The dart's going to give away the position. The defuse is in, but he hears the footsteps, so he knows davidp has pulled off the spike. David needs to find another big clutch. It's not going to... Yes. That it was going to go the way of NiP based on the way it went early on. Pyth in the corner right now, pushed up aggressively, starts spraying through that cyber cage, can't quite connect. There's targets building up in that territory, and it's the bee-hopping Rhyme who just gets right up in his face as the Cypher gets around the corner as well to dodge the shots. The trade out not necessarily coming in right away for Patitek. So it's a 4-on-4. But how do they get that Cypher out of that position? Well, the dark cover comes through from the Omen to make it easier.
Yeah, I was wondering, you don't let... Oh! I was just about to say, you don't let Rhyme cross the street. It'll be Patitek that hits him like a truck. And now the attack, of course, down to 3. They're going to be looking towards the B site, but little do they know, this is the correct call. The only person that is within proximity is, of course, ardiis. But look at mixwell. Unfortunately, the tailwind, wrong direction, stuck on the railing by the stairs. Now ardiis about to see a stampede of NiP members push in towards this B site. Has the angle set here with the operator. First shot's good. The dragon spreads its wings, but they will make quick work of that fallen comrade. Already on the site, it's the 2v3 retake, and here come G2.
They're moving into position for the retake. Take away some of their pistol round wins. It pretty much is nothing coming in from them. It's been all G2. They've been controlling this game. And even when the rounds should have been lost, they had individual performance carry them out. Like, look at that. Mixwell inside that smoke, spotted first by CREA, and even still ends up winning the 1v1. Like, that just shouldn't be the case. The Cypher ult's going to come out, the Neural Theft to give away positions. davidp does what davidp likes to do, getting aggressive with that wall. We've seen that from some of the European sages in the past. The smoke's going to come out from the Jet to allow him across. Great team play coming in from G2 so that the Sage can get out of that aggressive position. And there's the ult being popped. We'll see if it ends up resulting in any damage dealt. Pulse is coming down. Not going to necessarily be the case, so... Nothing really working out well there. Hip. Oh, the timing goes for the spike pickup. That's a problem. davidp comes through B main, drops the spike, and makes the round that much harder for NiP.
Mixwell now, all they really need to do is just hold this spike down. davidp and Mixwell, they've got a great cross. As the attacker looking for maybe more control of the other side of the map, but at this point it may be just too little too late. All down to one final player. It's Fearoth. He finds davidp. But my player to watch, Mixwell, finding the last and final frag for G2 to take us to map number 3, Split.
You know,